but we've not walked in their shoes. I don't know how it is to be you. If I was you, I would have messed up a long time ago. So y'all, the second one was he took him over, he said, I'll give you all of this. But then Jesus told him, Deuteronomy 16, Satan, he said, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Finally, the third temptation, y'all, Satan tried to strike a bargain with Jesus to worship him, and all these nations will give to you. That's Matthew 4, verse 8. Again, Jesus, the second was when he offered him all this land. I'm going to give you everything. He took him up to the highest point and had him looked over and said, all of this can be yours.
Right.
You don't own nothing. How can it be yours? No, you can't have this. This is, all of this geography is yours. You can have all, I'll give it to you. No. That's not God.
So which one is the right?
Oh, just the territory. Yep. Satan tried to give you territory that's not his. The third temptation, y'all, Satan tries to strike a bargain with Jesus to worship him. And he said, all these nations will I give you. Again, Jesus counters it. You shall worship the Lord your God, and him only will you serve. Deuteronomy 6 and 13. Now you got to notice in these three temptations, Satan's issuing one basic attack. Watch this. Satan is trying to get Jesus to distrust himself and to distrust God. That's the only thing your test is coming to do, you all. Your test is coming to you to say, I don't trust me and I don't trust God. In other words, I don't trust the God in me. The test has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with the God in you. I don't know about you, but have you ever been tested? And don't tell me, because I know y'all have never been. But have you ever been tested where you just really wanted to slap somebody? I mean, they said something to you. They said something to you. You know, and you just. And you just, my wife and I were downtown Friday night with another pastor and his wife, and the other pastor said, well, I need to go to the restroom. So we're sitting at the table, and we're in this, nice restaurant, and he comes back, and I'm looking at him. He's where Orlando is at, but he's coming back. His face is distorted, and he's walking like this, and we're sitting there, and he'll take two steps, and so, with me, I'm like, I'm seeing this, and he's my boy, so I'm reverting back to Stageway. So I put my napkin down. I said, what we got? I ain't got no collar. Oh man, I wish I was talking to somebody. I don't have on a collar. You ain't got on a collar. We're Sean and you. We ain't pastors, so because he had that look that something was going on. I mean, and my wife was saying he was taking with two steps, but it seemed like he wanted to go back, and he said, no, if I go back, and so he finally came, and he's distraught, y'all. He's messed up. He's just distraught. He's messed up. Something happened. I said, man, brother, what happened to you? You just went to the restroom in this restaurant. It's 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night. What happened to you? And he was just shaking. He was so upset. He was just shaking. I said, brother, what's, and his wife looking at him, and my wife looking. I'm like, what's going on? He said, this dude just tried to accost me in the restroom. This dude came home to me in the restroom. And they don't have the nerve to sprinkle some cologne on himself in front of me. And he said, oh, okay, do I have 3 or 4 brothers in here? He said, what? And then he thought, is there something, should I not wear short pants? Should I not put no baby on? Should I have been ashy? see that coming downtown to have dinner with y'all? What? Why this brother coming? So again, Satan comes and make you start doubting yourself. It's just, did I give a, I walked,
Right.
Y'all not really. Y'all not really. I wasn't doing, I'm just, so what would make him think? See, Satan comes to test you, he's really testing the God in you. Because if he would have caught this brother a week ago, we would have been getting him out of jail. It would have been police coming to the restroom because he would have did all flesh, no God. Satan is coming to attack the God in you. Watch this. Said, if you the son of God, he always starts off by saying, if you the son of God, turn this stone. If you the son of God, I'll give you. If you the son of God. In other words, don't you know folk coming up to you, well, if you all that saved. If you're supposed to be a Jesus lover. But let me tell you something. God wants somebody to know in here. God, watch this. I got to tell you this. God is not going to let you be tempted in something that will lose your purpose. You need to write that down. God will not let you be tested in something that will lose your purpose. If this thing happened, it was my sin, and it happened, but it's still part of my purpose on the road to my destiny. Oh, I wish somebody heard that. I really wish somebody heard that. But watch this. He said, Jesus is telling us that God ain't gonna let you die in the wilderness when you're supposed to die on the cross. Man, somebody in the wilderness, you ain't gonna die in your wilderness because the purpose of your life is not to die in the wilderness. The purpose of your life is something else. So even though I'm being tempted in my wilderness, Jesus said, no, you're not gonna die in your wilderness. But let me hang my hat. Let me finish up. Let me hang my hat on the next temptation. Those are the temptations. Anytime you look up the temptations of Jesus, those are the 3 or 4 that comes up. After his ministry started and he was baptized. But there's a final temptation. The final temptation comes when I'm real close to walking in my purpose. I'm right at the brink of walking in my purpose. I'm right at the brink of getting a crown of glory. I'm right at the brink of God telling me why in the heaven I am still here. I'm right at the brink of God. And watch this. All of a sudden, after they put a sign on Jesus' cross, this is the so-called King of the Jews. Then here comes somebody who's on one side. Now you all know we had thieves, or what they call malefactors, on either side. They weren't nailed to the cross. They were just hung there with cords. They didn't have nails. So they deserved what happened to them. Jesus was between these two malefactors. Jesus was between these two thieves. And all of a sudden, after all the fanfare, and they heard the Roman guards and the Roman soldiers mocking Jesus, all of a sudden this one who had not said anything during this whole time, all of a sudden he's going to say, Jesus, since you pose to be the Son of God, since you pose to be the Messiah, get yourself up and then get us up. Wait a minute. Somebody who's going through exactly what you're going through, trying to make you forfeit your purpose. He was going through exactly what Jesus, being hung on a cross, he was going through exactly what Jesus was going through. But he said, Jesus, you at the brink of something. Now, Jesus could have called legions of angels to come down, but he didn't because he was at the brink. This is why I am here. I'm not not here to raise the dead. I'm not here to heal the sick. I'm not here to open up blind eyes only. I'm not even just here to be beaten and scorned. I'm here to die right where I'm at. I'm here. This is my purpose. The question is, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Have you gone to God to see what is your purpose? Why are you still here? What does God want to do with the remainder of your life? And he said, Jesus, you're the Messiah. Get yourself down. That was the final temptation. What would have happened had Jesus listened to this thief?